I took this course because I was working at shops before I came here, and I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't learning as much or, as much or as fast as I wanted to learn. And so I decided to come here so that I could get the skills and the training that I needed to, make the kind of money that I wanted to make and get the respect too.
I took the course for two reasons. The first, more serious one, is that I did welding in high school. And I joined the Army right out of high school, and I wasn't doing welding. But I knew I was really interested in getting back into it after I got out. So when I got out, I had already saw videos of this school on YouTube, saw the random things that they were learning, and I thought it was perfect, just jumping into a fabrication course.
I took the course just to further my skills, knowledge, and education on welding, fabrication, and the industry itself. I really want to get a job in this, starting a new career in my mid-30s, trying to find something that I'm good at, and I kind of landed on welding and fabrication.
I've always been interested in metalwork, and I've been working in an office for the past 10 years, and I found this online and it looked super awesome. I love off-road racing, I love anything with racing, so it just seemed right up my alley.
I took the course because I liked welding ever since I was in high school, and I just wanted to expand my skills and my knowledge, so I came here to the fab school. I'm leaving here with more knowledge than I came in. I never done TIG before I came to school, and I can lay pretty good dimes when I'm TIGging now, so I definitely learned something new.
I've always wanted to get into the off-road world, and I've loved the off-road world. I mean, I've been going to the desert since I was a kid, and seeing all these trucks like behind me, and it's just always been like a dream to work on them, build them, and be a part of that whole lifestyle.
I took the course because I did welding in high school, and I tried normal college and it didn't really work out for me too much, so I decided to come here, and I was thoroughly impressed with everything that I had here, and I'm happy that I took the course because I've learned so much more than I thought I could ever learn here.
I took the course because I come from the drifting world, and I wanted to learn how to do proper fabrication, build cages, weld certain things on cars, and just make the cars better and competitive.
I took this course because I wanted to do something that involved me working with my hands. I never really liked working in like an office type environment. I wanted to be in a shop. It was something I knew I'd be able to do even though of my disability, and it hasn't held me back so far. So.
The one thing I really enjoyed about the school is creating a relationship with the instructors, knowing that whatever I need, if I ever get in a situation where, hey, we maybe didn't cover this or I didn't have enough experience, I'd be like, hey man, I'm in this situation, I'm trying to build this. What can I do to achieve this certain thing?
For sure, the hands-on experience and the people, the instructors, as well as the people in your class. We had a lot of people from different backgrounds and all that, I'm aviation background, Marine Corps, all that. You got, kids just out of high school. You have your instructors who actually have been through quite a few jobs and whatnot. It's just interesting to hear what routes they took.
My friends, that's exactly what. I think my exact class that I'm in, it just happened that there was a bunch of older guys in the class, there was a bunch of veterans, and we all just meshed, you know what I mean?
The thing I really enjoyed about this school was meeting new people, and all the instructors and stuff were super cool. Met a lot of new friends here.
The curriculum is always one I'm probably going to go back to, but I enjoyed my class. I feel like I made a lot of good friends in this class. Didn't think I would. This is my second trade school, and the first one I was cool with maybe 2 guys, and I don't talk to them anymore. This class, all of us seem pretty cool. We hang out outside class. It's been pretty neat.
Probably all the guys in the class. I think we all got along super well, and yeah, the camaraderie with the teachers as well. It feels like one big happy group here.
The people, everyone here is just awesome. The staff, fellow students, just everything.
I loved how everyone was just so talkative. Everyone's so friendly here, and everyone's open, and I mean, you can say what you feel is on your mind, and you can talk to anyone here, and it's just it's a warm environment that everyone kind of welcomes you into.
I really enjoyed that there was a lot of other veterans here. I've been to like 4 other schools, and it was kind of hard because there's not other people I could relate to there, so that helped me out a lot in this school, just the fact that there was a lot of other Marines here.
Man is trying to get content. Oh, my bad. Oh, this is fascinating stuff. I think that it's something that I'm going to apply in the real world for sure day one. So I think that I'm really excited to learn even more.
Don't post that.
Oh, snap. Wait, let me get my other one. Let me look studious.
My favorite project, I have 2. I'd say I really loved the vase project, and I really liked the bowl. The vase was really cool. It allowed me to work on my skills and learn that I actually really enjoy working with sheet metal, shaping and making a custom thing of my own, and then welding it up and making it look perfect was insanely satisfying. Same with the bowl. The bowl was really cool. Getting that aluminum in a perfect bowl, like I took a lot of pride in how good I made that thing look. I put a lot of work into it, and I enjoyed every second. It was a lot of work. I was sweating sweating a lot the whole time, and then it also allowed me to use it had some creative freedom too, because when you build your stand, there's no template, there's no something that you have to make. It's kind of just whatever you want to make, and so it felt cool kind of being able to be creatively free in that aspect.
Definitely the motorcycle chassis. It was the most challenging. A lot of tube bending, just a lot of things that you didn't really have to account for, such as the chain, the offset that the back tire has to be, to get that narrowed down and get money on that.
Any of the welding projects were really fun for me. The ones, and I actually messed these projects up the most. The trash can and the vase, they were specifically out of aluminum. They were a little bit more difficult to shape and then weld. I was having some trouble, but I just had a good time with those projects. Those projects usually lasted us like a week or so, and we kind of just got lost in the time. Just being with your friends, we're all doing the same like cool little projects.
I think I really like the trash can or the vase, the 2 aluminum ones where you just start with flat nothing, and then all of a sudden it becomes this 3D object that you welded and hand bent and everything done by hand basically. And it's just super rewarding to see something go from nothing to a finished thing, I guess.
The mechanic chair that we made is probably my favorite because it's going to be used a lot once I get out of here. So yeah, mechanic chair is probably my favorite project.
Honestly, just welding in general was my favorite. I mean, I loved the vase project, I liked the mechanics chair project, I liked the welding table project.
My favorite project was the control arm, just because it combined so many different aspects. We had to read blueprints, transfer them to sheet metal, and then cut everything out manually, but then we were also machining certain parts, and then everything had to get welded together and have a specific fitment that it had to meet.
My favorite part of the course was the roll cage. Yeah, that was because I wanted to learn how to bend tubes and like basically make roll cage. That's one of the reasons why I came to the school. Before I came to school, I didn't know how to bend, none of that. Now I do. I know how to clock, I know how to notch.
I liked the projects that I could take home because I could, you know what I mean? Like, I also, the welding table I'm setting up a shop at my friend's house. I'm using that as well, and that's pretty cool because that was the first project that I made, and I'm already using it. So my favorite project is probably a welding table for sure, because those cost a lot of money, and then it's just cool that I made it myself, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be using it for years, and I'll always know that that was the first project I ever welded.
Definitely take the tour, get a vibe for it. The biggest thing I think people have issues with is showing up. Just show up, I promise you it's worth it. Like, there's no other way you can get around. Like, you can't cheat hard work, just show up to class.
The only advice that I'd give to someone who's looking into this program or school is to just sign up. Just sign up now. Honestly, the connections that the school has, number one, the curriculum, 4 days a week, everything just wraps up into this really nice present.
It's a fun program. You're gonna learn everything you need to learn in 6 months. So most people don't learn the things we learn here in 6 months and 5 years. So just be ready to learn.
Do it. If you can do it, do it. I've learned a lot. Like I said, it's definitely a good program. It's fast-paced. You get put through a lot and you get a lot of information really quickly, but it's definitely helpful. My skills have more than doubled since going to this school, and it gives you a sense of pride too. Like, you do a lot of work, a lot of hands-on, you're building something with your hands. There's instant gratification when that thing's finished. You know how good you did, you know how bad you did. And so my advice to anyone trying to, thinking of doing this, do it and have fun with it.
That it's more than just a welder's program. I think a couple kids came in here thinking it was just for welding, but it's so much more than that, with the suspension, with just the metal, the bending, and everything else.
Be ready to learn. Get ready to get your hands dirty, and be ready to just, have a fun time in the shop with some friends, meet new people.
Take your time, even if there's other people in the class that are going faster than you. Don't let that discourage you. The instructors here are really good with, helping you one-on-one when you need it. And so don't let anybody else rush you and, ruin your piece or your project. Like, take your time.
My advice I would give them is come with an open mind, being able to learn different things from different people, and just, pay attention, but then also have fun as well. You're gonna be surrounded with everybody that has the same goal as you, being able to get better in welding, being able to fabricate and make stuff. So, have fun, learn a lot, and then don't be afraid to ask questions.
I would say just keep your mind in it, keep your head in it, and just try not to get like too frustrated with things. Keep your cool and just do the best you can on every project. Make your project look like you want to sell it to a customer, and pay attention a lot, and just make sure you're listening at all times, so you'll get the most out of it and definitely learn the most. And I feel like you get your money's worth.
Be ready to get frustrated, because you're going to get frustrated in a lot of things, but you just got to keep pushing through and ask your instructors for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because if you don't know, they definitely do.
Show up to school every day on time, and even if you're having trouble, just ask the instructors for help. If you need extra help, they're usually more than willing to help you. And if you're really having trouble, to stay after school and do everything you can to be the best you can at this course. That would be my advice.
Yeah, and that's the center of the big one? Yeah. And then I went up to these.
So for me, next is going back to school to get my engineering degree. I'm actually a race engineer and lead fabricator on the Formula Drift team. So I get to travel with those guys, and then I'll probably just be building cars whenever I get the chance to, whenever I have some free time to do it.
So what's next for me is taking the advanced composites material. Then I'll be moving back to Salt Lake, working for, well, I have my eyes on Lockheed Martin. Just seeing what they would have to offer and whatnot, but I would definitely be working at an off-road shop on the side, or like when I have free time.
What's next for me is continuing the classes that the school offers. I'm moving from FOF over to DDM, or Digital Design and Manufacturing. And what I'm really hoping for at the end of all of my education here is that I can find a job that uses every single skill that I've learned. Like, I wouldn't want a job that's only FOF or only DDM. I want something that's meeting right in the middle.
I'm going to be working for my father doing old school car restorations. I always grew up, my dad has owned the shop since I was born, so I grew up just like working, cleaning around the shop, doing whatever he needs. But as soon as I saw welding, I knew that's what I wanted to do, so I wanted to figure out how to join the two together.
A job, that's what's next. I want a job. I want a decent paying job, close to home, something in this field, fabrication, or something in like working on ships or something with custom work. There's a few companies that I've seen that do custom art type welding and other things, building bars and restaurants downtown San Diego, and I think that'd be super fulfilling just to see my work in a place that I would probably go eat and drink. So yeah, it's definitely a career, just trying to take care of my family, dude, so.
I hope to go back to Reno and open my own shop. And that is everything I've learned here, basically.
Thanks. What kind of shop?
Some sort of off-road shop.
Hopefully get a job in an off-road shop. Probably move up to Northern California or in Nevada somewhere. Pretty much everything that I've learned here is going to be used in that. A lot of body work, a lot of, you know, fixing tubes or building cages, repairing stuff, just general fabrication work, you know.
Well, I have a couple job offers at a few different shops in Orange County. So I will be going to work as a fabricator and working on classic cars.
What's next for me is being able to find a job in aerospace. I would love to be able to do TIG. I think that's what I'm more comfortable in, and that's what pays more as well. But for right now, I am working at a company for welding gates and making garage doors. So for now, I'm gonna stick to that until I find a job in aerospace.
Well, what's next? I'm looking at jobs right now. Definitely trying to find something, you know, the off-road world. You know, building trucks, you know, trophy trucks, pre-runners, anything off-road pretty much. I would love to get into that.
Next is hopefully a good job, pays well, and I hope to use the skills by just getting into the workforce and making a name for myself and getting bids from the companies that are better than one I'm working at, and hopefully just make a lot of money. Probably something in aerospace, Boeing, General Atomics, depending on where I'm at in life.
I would like to work in the automotive industry, and learning how to do it with like fabrication and welding is just a small part of it. I know I'm gonna use a lot of the knowledge I learned here, and I'm gonna use that out in the real world.
Right now I'm looking for a job as we speak. I haven't really technically decided exactly which one I want, to be honest with you, but today I was pretty interested in that Robinson company for the helicopters. I'm applying to them for sure, but I'm also applying to a bunch of other places. So honestly, I don't know what the future holds. I just know it holds a welding job, you know?
Pick 2 people, staff or students, to go on a road trip with, and why you chose them.
Oh, Danny.
I'd say Daniel, the instructor.
My instructor, Daniel.
Definitely my instructor, Danny.
My instructor is Dan.
Instructor Daniel.
Instructor Danny. And probably Daniel because he's a great instructor.
Penny, because she's badass. And Laura, because she's badass too.
I would pick Dave and Greg. Greg, because he's super funny and we talk a lot and he keeps me laughing nonstop.
Probably Carson and Alex. Those two, I was staying with them for a little while. Pretty cool dudes.
I would probably have to pick, you know, the homie Carson here. I would have to take him. And the other person would have to be Greg, because he's just funny. He's the funniest person in class.